Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Mukakudash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of James Stone. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is Brother Rob from the James Stone Jamaica Camp, bringing you the session to the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Mukakudash. Lord willing, this will be edifying, man. So inspiration from this lesson comes from conversation me and the brother was having at camp, or well, after camp Saturday, right, about Esau, man, and how his quote unquote spiritual power is AI and technology, man, right? We can see how the measures and how the advances of technology have really shown this man, or show us that this man, it's his blessing in a sense, man, right? Because if we remember, man, the way how he wants to be like the Most High is through technology. The way how he wants to be omnipresent is through technology, man, right? Whether he wants to, whether it be tracking you all over the world with cameras and so on, or whether he can predict your thoughts through algorithms, man, and probabilities. It's all down to AI, man, right? It's all down to his technology, man, right? So we see that this the Lord has given me. This is his blessing on the left hand side, right? This is his spiritual power. But ultimately, we as the men of the Lord know that the Yahushai is our spiritual power coming. He is our blessing, man. The Yahushai will provide to us that spiritual power. But just like how we have Yahushai, these men have their demons on the left hand side, man. And we know this because he says whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for learning. And this is Exodus 7 and verse 10. He said, and Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments. So we can see that these men had the power of the left hand side. They were able to do certain miracles, for lack of a better word, which in this lesson, that word miracle will come out a lot. God willing. So these men were able to do these miracles like Aaron, men, right? Except for they did cast every man his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Exactly. So we know that it doesn't matter if they have their power on the left hand side. Ultimately, Israel is the Lord's portion, man. Right, so from we're on the right side of the Lord, pun intended. When we're on the right side of the Lord, nothing can come over us, man. We will overwhelm whatever opposition. Right. So first, we're going to the word miracle. A miracle is an extraordinary event defying natural laws, attributed to divine or supernatural cases like healing, but colloquially also means surprisingly fortune or wonderful occurrence, such as surviving a disease or an impressive feat of engineering. We see all these things, man, and we can see how, whether it be, as we're going to get into, whether with this technology and with AI, man, we can see how certain diseases are getting cured. We are seeing how certain surgeries are getting done because of how tiny and how precise they need to be that only machines can operate on certain people, man. Right? The use of humans is not needed at that point. Certain delicate operations, man. So we can see how this man is creating his own miracles in a sense. Alright? He said in religion, miracles are seen of signs of God's power or presence, while in secular use they are amazing coincidences or achievements. So going to AI miracles, he said AI miracles refers to unexpected breakthroughs, complex problem solving, and revolutionary applications of artificial intelligence. So when we look at it, man, but then the mathematicians of old and these different scientists, man, these men, AI is completing decades and centuries of study and work in just like that. We're seeing how AI is making things obsolete. Right, the creator is turning to the back burner, man. We are seeing AI artists, right, and not just AI but the technology as well. Right, technology is advancement, right, because AI needs a platform. Man. These supercomputers that run AI are needed as well. Right, AI wouldn't work without these supercomputers backing them, man. Right. So it says, particularly in healthcare, as I mentioned before, it's a faster diagnosis. So we're seeing that the general doctor, what do you call it, physician, is taking this time becoming obsolete, because now you can just go on Google or any any browser, because all these companies are incorporating AI in their making it. Right? It's a personalized treatment, and robotics. Surgery, as we mentioned before, certain delicate surgeries, man, that have to be very precise. Right? Very, very, very precise. You have a little to no space where the human eye can barely even see it, much less the fingers, man. Right? It's a scientific discovery. It's a protein folding, fusion control, and emergent capabilities like language understanding or strategic planning. That's right. Right? So we are seeing even in real time, men are speaking in one tongue and it's get translated right away. We're seeing these advances in technology, right? And we're seeing the fall of a lot of jobs because of AI and technology. Because as it says about planning, these people that analyze data engineers and so on, they are becoming obsolete. Because why would you need someone to analyze data and come to a conclusion? You're paying them about $100,000 a year, USD, when you can pay $9.99 for ChatGPT, and it does more work and it doesn't take any breaks in. Right? We're seeing these things are taking over society, man. Right? This man, Isa Edom, is setting it away that you will have to rely on him, because you won't have a job. So you will have to rely on the state to give you aid. Right? It's as often described as miraculous due to their profound impact and seemingly effortless complexity. So these aren't divine acts, but emergent properties of advanced machine learning. And and one might say this, man, but AI is their God. You heard Klaus Schwab, he said not the God above the clouds, but the AI God, man, the computerized God. These men view this thing as their power. Ultimately, this is on the left hand side. AI is a miracle, man. AI is a miracle, and if you don't believe that, you just don't have a brain. The things that AI are accomplishing, man, are groundbreaking, right? Things that only experts or some people who are extremely talented could do in society. AI is doing pretty simple things that would take a lot of time to develop, whether it be videos, programs, or whatever. AI is doing it quickly, right? This Revelation 13, verse 13, saying, "Do it great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on the sight on earth, and the earth in the sight of men." And we see that before with the guy and Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And we see how these men have these missiles, man. Make fire come down. It's and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. And I said before, miracles, it goes into Samayan. It's a sign, prodigy, potent, an unusual occurrence, transcending the common course of nature. And we can see how this man is doing it. Right? We can see it. I will go into this phrase here, transcending the common course of nature. It says, this refers to a phenomena or actions that go beyond typical, established, or natural order of events. Alright. Right? It said this concept spans religious, theological, and philosophical contexts, often representing a move away from physical limitations and material models towards something higher or supernatural. It's a key interpretations context. Miracles defined as unusual occurrences that go beyond the natural established laws, often used to validate divine intervention. Don't even go any further. So we can see, man, this man is going against the grain. This man is going against the Most High's creation. We see how this man is splitting the atom, creating different foods, mixing this, mixing that. We can see how this man wants to give us 3D printed meat because of sea change, man. And this is from 2028. These men are not hiding it, man. He said this 3D printed steak could help us reduce meat consumption. Hey, you think these things are just for sure? Look at this. It's a number of animals slaughtered for meat. World 1961 to 2018. You think these men are not looking at these things? You think these things are just for a joke? You think these things are just for a joke, man? These things are no joke. These things are no joke, man. You see these things, what you say, it's a what is meat? It's a meatless meatballs. It's a what is meat? Anyway, it's a meatless meatballs, burgers, sausages, and have been more available in supermarkets around the world for decades. They tend to contain things like soy, rice, peas, and other vegetables. See the argument that these men are using, man. You see these arguments that these men are saying the Most High, his creation is not good enough. They are going against the grain. Right? It's a route forward, as well as consuming resources. The meat industry generated considerable amounts of greenhouse gas emissions, and we see that before, compared with the production of a regular hamburger. Plant-based alternatives use up to 99% less water, 95% less land, and 90% less emissions, according to the UN. So none of which gets us away from the rising global demand for meat. But these are short-term and long-term challenges that will help address some of the concerns. So the UN cited studies undertaken by the University of Michigan on behalf of the meat substitute producer Beyond Meat. It suggests that Americans eat on average 3 hamburgers per week, which could save the amount of greenhouse gas emissions produced by 12 million cars. I think anymore day and night. But we are seeing the way that these men want to go forward, man. 3D printed meat. This thing is these men go these men go these men go against the Most High. This is the reason why you can't have these men ruling, man. He said, what? Let me get it. Psalms 50. This is Psalms 50 verse 6. It says, but unto the wicked God said, what hast to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take it my covenant in vain? So seeing thou hated destructions and casting my words behind thee. So when thou sawest a thief, thou consentest with him and hast been a partaker with adulterers. That's right. So the standards, the norms, the rules that the Most High has set up, these men go strictly against them. These men are arguing that none of the Most High's creation is valid, that it's imperfect, and they are going to create the perfect setting, right? You're going to create the perfect setting, right? So back in Revelation 13 and verse 14, it said, and he deceived them that dwell in the world by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had wound by a sword and did live. That's right. Right? So with this system now, with the rise of AI and technologies, it poses a problem with regards to data being transmitted faster, right? So this is how 6G comes in, and with 6G, this opens a wider span of what technology will be able to do, right? It says this is advantages and disadvantages of 6G. It says unprecedented speed and capacity. It's a technical explanation. It says 6G is capable to operate in the terahertz frequency range, potentially offering speeds of 100 gigabytes per second to 1 terabyte per second. It's an impact. This will revolutionize data transmission, enabling ultra high definition content, advanced VR/AR experiences, and more. It's an ultra low latency. So latency in 6G could be as low as 1 microsecond. It's an impact. This will enhance real-time application, making instantaneous communication a reality. And this is a problem. This is how this man is going to police the earth. So as these events happen, he can judge them. This is the reason why this man wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be omniscient, man. This is the reason he's bringing in this system, man. Whether he predicts what you will do before, or when you do it, he sees it right away. This is the reason why this man is using these systems. This is his power, spiritual empowerment, if one could say. It's an advanced AI integration. It says 6G will leverage AI for self-optimization and self-healing capacities. So this will improve network efficiency, reliability, and user experience. That's right. So on a higher level, This will help the states right, to run better, because every single data is moving quickly, no lag. Look at the drawbacks. He said the health, I'm not going into this one. Is well, I'm just going to health. It says the impact of terahertz waves on health and the environment is not yet fully understood. He said this raises concern about long-term exposure and necessitates true scientific investigation. It's a global standardization technical. So achieving a unified global standard for 6G will be challenging due to the verifying regulatory environments. This could delay implementation and create fragmentation in the market. Don't worry. Don't worry. These men will ensure that it will be get done. And this is Daniel 28 and verse 2. It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus. Give me 1 second. Slack here. Slack here, man. It says, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus said Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and though I said, I am God, and I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the sea. This man wants to be like the Most High, man. Right? This man believes he will be like the Most High in his heart. He tells in Obadiah, he said that, let me not butcher the scriptures. Obadiah. He said, Obadiah 1 verse 3, he said, pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. His pride deceived him. Though that dwell in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring him down? The Most High will bring you down. So when a strong man is armed, his goods are kept. But when a stronger man comes, he will overpower him. Yahushua is coming. It says, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. It's with thy wisdom and thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten thee gold and silver into thy treasure. It's by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. So behold, I will bring strangers upon thee. This time is coming. The terrible of the nations, and they will draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So they shall bring thee down to the pit. They shall bring you down to hell, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Right? Let's do one more and then close it up. This is Job 5 verse 12. So he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that they cannot perform their enterprises. So just like but then when these men turned their rods into serpents, when Aaron turned his rod into a serpent, man, and but Aaron's overpowered them through the right hand side, man, it's going to happen again. Only thing now is you're the one who turned their rods into serpent first, right? And the serpent is there taunting us. But the time will come when we will turn our rod into the serpent and will devour theirs. He said, take it the wise in their own craftiness. So and the no, let me read back from 12 again. He said, he disappointed the voices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He said, he take it the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and group in noonday as in the night. But he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. That's right, man. Hey, the Most High will save us, right, in due time. You just have to hold fast to this word, man. Ultimately, we know it's not of us, but prayer, right? You won't know if you don't hold it. So, with that, I'm gonna give our praise to your Bosh, Misha, Bosh, Kodash. Hey, Lord willing, this was edifying, man. Hey, shalom.